Test 1, 2.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me now? All right, thank you.
Good morning, America.
Okay, this is trash.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Thank you very much.
I'll just leave it on.
Kevin, would you please turn on those two mics and test?
Test, test. Test, test.
Very good.
I know. I'm aware of all that.
Rusty, you okay, Rusty? While Russ is tested.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? Good. I'll probably get kicked out again.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'll call the meeting to order, and let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I apologise for me being a little bit late, but I'm on a different time zone to everyone. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Right, let me just get organised, Kevin, and I'll get you going. Right, do we have a determination of a quorum, please?
Good morning, Raymond, Board, and Summer Glen. Yes, we have a quorum with 6 board members present, and the meeting was noticed in accordance of Florida Statute 720 and the Summer Glen governing documents.
Okay, thank you. Before we start, I just want to make some apologies on behalf of FSR. The agenda today is a little bit screwed up. My first full day back was yesterday, and I did not see the full packet until yesterday afternoon. So we'll adjust it as we go along. There's a few things missing in there that should have been in the agenda. Maybe one or two items that we may talk about, but probably should be taken out. So we'll deal with that as we get to it. So the first thing I have. So if anyone is going to talk about item 10G, which is the Spectrum contract, in conversation with a few board members yesterday at our management meeting, this item is likely to be tabled. So it's up to you whether you want to come up and speak about that or not. So, I'm leaving it open if you want to, but the item is likely to be tabled. So I'll let Danny come up then.
Danny Wyckoff, 10G. Number one, I appreciate that you're taking it off of the calendar today, because I do not believe this adequately reflects a proper review of what's the problem you're trying to solve. I see no RFP, I see only some loose comparison with a Vargason quote, and I see a contract proposal with Spectrum that says we're going to change our voice provider as well as put in 25 cameras, for which I don't understand what cameras you're trying to solve. I do know of the past, having been on the board, we have a major issue we've never solved with back gate visibility to the front gate. Maybe that's in here, I don't know. But I think there was a technology group I thought you all were going to have formed that was going to provide recommendations to this board. The lack of that report in here is equally concerning to me. So I think it's appropriate you do not discuss it, and I want to hear it in a workshop.
Thank you, Danny. Next person, Jeff, I think you're probably going to say the same.
Yes, I am going to say the same. So the Technology Task Force was formed at the end of September and held its first meeting on September 30th. As a member of the task force, I have the following comments regarding the agenda item 10G for the business technology upgrade. Have all board members received copies of the task force meeting minutes which were provided to First Service? Are all board members aware that First Service recommended the HOA reach out to a company named Network X to conduct an independent evaluation of the current Summer Glen IT infrastructure? Are you also aware that Keith McKay, the president of Network X, was here in Summer Glen to conduct an on-site review on Wednesday, November 5th, and was to provide a written report on his findings? Does anyone know why that report is not part of today's meeting packet, or has First Service not yet received that report? Has anyone determined the cost of the applicable taxes, surcharges, and fees that would need to be added to the $5,200 monthly spectrum service fee? Has everyone read the commercial terms of service document referred to in the spectrum proposal? That document can be found on the Spectrum website, but is not part of today's meeting packet. The document includes a termination for convenience clause, which states that the customer may terminate the spectrum agreement with 30 days notice, subject to a termination charge equal to 100% of all monthly service fees for the entire remaining term of the contract. Have all board members seen the documents provided by Aaron Ferguson Electric and Automation nearly 3 weeks ago, which summarized the community-wide modernization work already completed and what would remain to be completed to match the spectrum proposal? Also, have you seen the documents provided by Ferguson 2 weeks ago, which detail the current Summer Glen network topology and the proposed roadmap for completing the community-wide modernization plan? None of those documents were included in today's meeting packet. I will conclude my comments by suggesting the board should table item 10G until a full packet of information is available to all board members to review prior to a workshop meeting discussion. Making a decision that could potentially lead to a 5-year financial commitment in excess of $300,000 without reviewing a complete packet of information would be a failure to fulfill your fiduciary responsibility to the association.
Thank you, Jeff. Next up, Carol Steck. I dare say you're going to say the same thing.
A little bit different.
Oh,
Same but different.
same but different.
Carol Steck, Lot 1006. Mine is simply as a member of the task force that we have not prepared our final recommendation because we are still awaiting some information and trying to make the best recommendation we can while at the same time truly understanding what our needs and requirements are, because I believe there are still some gaps there that we haven't really identified. I guess I, as a personal member of the team and a resident, simply want to know whether the board is interested in the task force, because if not, I'm gladly take back all the hours I've spent on it. Thank you.
Thank you. The last person, Diane, you declining. I think everyone else has said what you're going to say, aren't they? Yeah, thought they had. All right, okay. Good. Okay, let's move forward. Then, Kevin, the manager's update, please.
Good morning, everyone, again. Okay, on the golf end, our new head of operations, Brad, is still on track to be joining us December 1st. Perhaps if he gets himself relocated and situated, it might be a little bit sooner. So we'll keep you posted on that. On the restaurant, so we've had an issue, of course, dealing with Marion County regarding the patio. So I've been in touch with the building department, Kathy Bryant, and another, and the person that did the inspection out here. Where we stand right now is the county has no problem with us opening up the patio while we work on getting this other permit issue done and some new drawings handled. So good news on that. John, our restaurant operator, is just waiting for confirmation with the liquor license professional lawyers to make sure there's no issue on the state. There shouldn't be. The county agreed with me basically saying that these two issues aren't related, and so why would we need to have the patio closed? And the building department agreed. So I think we may be getting that patio open real quick here, but I'll wait to get confirmation from John. On the high school, I've got a meeting set up with Warden Smith for this Friday, so I will be meeting at the back gate. There is going to be some road work being done out there. I don't have all the details, but at least a couple of board members, myself, Marie, we're going to be meeting up with David out there this Friday to see what their plan is. And so we'll keep the community posted. Nothing really more to let you know on that at the moment. Reserve study is ongoing. The gentleman that's going to be coming out is going to be here probably, we're trying to get a date nailed down, but we're looking either right after Thanksgiving or beginning of December. So that's coming out to get our reserve study updated. And the appraisal is going to happen as well. That's going to be, a gentleman's coming out this Friday, so we'll be meeting with him and showing him, the common area buildings to get that going forward. And that's it for the moment.
Okay, thank you.
Kevin, did you say this Friday for the school or the next Friday?
Tomorrow. Both.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Okay, so now it's down to me. I'll give you my little update. So again, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Just a few things first before we proceed. Today marks the last time I will head up a full board meeting. I have now nearly completed my 3-year term on the board. Some will say I am glad he is leaving. Others will say they are sorry he is leaving. One thing that seems to be forgotten by a lot of residents is that all of us sitting at this table today are volunteers and receive no compensation for the many hours that we spend on board and community work. The other point is that it's the whole board that makes the vote, not just myself. I often hear that I alone make all the board decisions, but in fact there are several of us that vote on all matters. So it is not just Raymond's way, but the board of directors' way. I would like to take credit for being possibly the first non-American born to be president of this community. Serving on this board initially as Facilities and Grounds Liaison and more recently as president has been challenging. Serving this role has been an honour, but it has not gone without personal attacks on media such as Facebook and Nextdoor. I truly feel sorry for those persons who wage war behind a typing device. I fondly recall being called King Raymond, but I have no association at all with the royal family. So let's move forward some of the ups and downs of 2025, which I may not all include, so please forgive me there. The year started with our then property manager, Mike Henry, leaving the community in mid-January. Fortunately, we had Kevin here in place as deputy manager, who has taken that role over successfully and now backed by Marie Clark. By February, the golf course disaster with ABM was fully underway, and under public interrogation, ABM admitted their actions. Our green slowly recovered, but it was too late to have faith with that vendor again. From high hopes with a restaurant partner after the collapse at the end of October of the then board's choice, we were set back again come January. No need to mention the consequences there. Thus our search began again, and a few vendors came out of the woodwork for consideration. In association with First Service and their restaurant experience personnel, our choice became Greek Eats, who transformed themselves into Tavern at the Glen. Early in May, the board had another calamity when a director resigned, which left us in a situation as to what should be done to add a new director to the board. Our rules clearly stated the direction we should follow, but myself and a few others thought it best to be a resident's choice. The rules, however, had to be followed, So after deliberation and voting, Stephen Loviso here became on board. Our negotiations with John Morris and Dave Dooley by this time were underway, and the beginnings of the lease were being created by our lawyer and some solicitor help from myself. First Service had concluded that the scheme Hampton had used in previous years would be the only way a restaurant would be successful in Summerglen, thus the development of the current coupon system. We finally crossed the hurdle and Tavern at the Glen was created and opened on August 31st. With the contract for ABM being cancelled, we once again had to set out and find a golf maintenance contractor. These are not cheap, and 5 bid for the agreement, but after careful elimination, Cyprus Golf was chosen with a little bartering. To date, that has been a great success. Story. Shortly afterwards, however, all did not go well when our golfing manager was dismissed. Therefore, for the last months, we have been actively seeking a replacement, but more about that later. Kevin's already mentioned that about Brad coming on board, but I'll talk about that a little bit later as well. A golfing task force was set up to assist our management team. Okay, let's move forward then to the opening of our long-awaited restaurant. Through many delays not caused by Tavern at the Glen, there were many repairs that had to be accomplished in the restaurant and bar to bring the facility up to code. These did take time, mainly due to some severe nitpicking by persons associated with permitting and acceptance. Fortunately, the liquor license was obtained virtually in record time in comparison to the Tuscany saga. We held a town hall for our new tenants, and they explained their plan and vision of starting slow, having trained staff, and quality of food and service. This was all going to plan, except for the recent dismissal of Chef Mike for specific reasons, which I will not go into. This year meant that our reserve study, which also Kevin has mentioned earlier, last done in 2022, had to be relooked at. I took the task of identifying a number of items that were missing or needed to be added and delegated this work to Russ Smith and his team to head up, mainly due to him being a liaison to the facilities grounds who could also assist him. Our reserve advisor to complete this task is due for arrival in Summerglen soon. I didn't know he's actually due per what you said this morning. So we lost one of our best maintenance supervisors in Dick Burt, whose enthusiasm was overwhelming and very much appreciated by all residents. There was not a task that Dick could not turn his head to. He became a pool deputy to John Stanek, our illustrious pool boy, but his main responsibilities were to maintain our site and equipment. This he did with authoritative care. I was very sad to hear that he was leaving us, but Tony Fasigi, his replacement, is proving his worth. The board had yet another task to perform in making the decision for the landscape contract that expired at the end of this month. Floral Lawn had been our choice for many years. The board delegated the Design Review Board and Facilities and Grounds to assist in the determination of a suitable vendor. They did all the hard work and narrowed it down to 3, for which United Landscape Service were recently chosen. My sincere thanks to them for their very hard work. Whilst talking about committees, I would like to thank Jodie Hooley and Gary Matthews, Social Committee and Cert Chairs, for bearing their liaison. I apologise for not always being available in physical presence, but I've always been available to talk to. As many of you now see, the high school is rapidly taking shape at our back door. The road building, however, is another matter. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Alan Gaxter for his airborne series on its building progress. This has proven very informative. We have made brief contact with the high school and hope that the next board remains the same. I thank Thomas Bozeman for initiating this. It will be beneficial for the community to make friends with our neighbours. Our experience in some areas could be useful as student mentors in their school programs. I am certain many people are looking forward to the high school football team and many sports. My penultimate item now is to give the final explanation concerning the dirt pile that suddenly appeared on our doorsteps. Many questions were asked and answered to the best of the board's knowledge concerning this. It appeared that some discussions had taken place by persons who felt they had the right to ask our golf maintenance company to deliver, as money was available in the budget to do this. The consequent work had been carefully mapped out. The board did do some deep diving and attempted to find the person responsible for pulling the initial trigger. The resultant work now completed by Cyprus has made vast improvements to the looks of the golf course. Maybe not everyone agrees, but I think generally most of the golfers that I've spoken to are quite happy with it. Along with the overseeding, the course will look better than it has been for a long while, which is hoped will encourage all those extra golf rounds to be played from outside people to reduce our golfing budget deficit. We now have all the invoices concerned with the dirt pile, and these will be voted upon at the next full board meeting. 2 accounts with funds are available from which this money for these improvements will be paid. Additionally, First Service have made a contribution to the cost of the scope of work, which will be announced shortly, but first needs to be accepted by the board. My last interview is that we interviewed 2 golfing applicants for the golfing manager position. Both went through a selection process with First Service before the whole board was able to speak with them. Brad Johnson accepted the position, and we will be starting on December 1st, I think, which Kevin has already just mentioned. So my apologies for repeating. It will have many challenges ahead. Many procedures and attitudes need to be changed. The philosophy of "we have always done it this way" has to be replaced. A total reboot is necessary. So the board faced many challenges this year. Many have been overcome. I conclude that 2025 has been a successful year with the opening of the Tavern of the Glen, improvements made by Cyprus Golf, completion of the reserve study, selection of a new landscape company, and the contract for a new golf manager, just to name some of these achievements. And now, I look forward to becoming just a resident again. Thank you. Sorry it was so long-winded, but I just had to have my say, while I still have the chance. I haven't thanked the board because there's one more meeting, so hopefully we'll have a full board attendance, and I'll do my thanks to individuals then. But we'll move forward now to the committee liaison reports. So, Tom, could you update us on financial status, please?
Sure. Good morning, everybody. In the last weekly update, you would have a copy of the September financial summary that we usually submit. Just to touch on some high points, September was a little bit better than we anticipated. Year to date, we're still behind our plan, mainly because of the loss of revenue on the golf course. What is not reflected in September is the cost of the overseeding, which took place in October, and a payment eventually to Cyprus for the disputed work that was done on the cart path. I have instructed, because I think it's the right thing to do, that these items be accrued and added into the October results, because they are actual liabilities that we're eventually going to pay. At this point, we have not approved payment, but the liability is still there. So in the month of October, even though we're looking good in September, we're going to see at least $80,000 to $100,000 worth of expenses hit because of those 2 items. The 35 was approved. I've asked First Service to accrue 59 because that's the latest request that we got from Cyprus. Again, the board has not approved that officially, and of course we have not paid that. But I think the appropriate thing to do is to reflect it in October, because it is a liability, and we would be remiss as a board to not have that show up in October because the work has been done. our cash in September was a little bit on the low side, which is normally the low end of the year. I can tell you in October, the number increases significantly because at the end of the month, a lot of these seasonal and annual payments are received. In the past, in November or December, we've moved some of those funds to Morgan Stanley and invest them in some high interest bearing funds. So because we know that in May, June, July, and August, and possibly September, those funds will be needed. So we have put that money aside. This year we have a little bit different of an arrangement. Thanks to First Service, we have a arrangement with our main bank that any funds over $100,000 are transferred daily into a interest-bearing account that is currently earning almost 4% interest. So there's not the same need for me to request to the board to move those funds to Morgan Stanley, which we've done in the past. I just want to caution people, when you see a financial statement in October or November and you see a lot of cash, we have a lot of cash and we're going to need it in June, July, August, and September. So don't fall into the trap of thinking we're cash rich, because come the summertime, when things slow down and we do a lot of maintenance, especially in the golf course, those funds will be needed. In the past week, I've also submitted a investment report to the board, and it's good to say that most of our investments and all our money, basically other than the first $100,000 in our checking account, is earning interest. In some cases, we've got CDs at more than 4%. Rates have dropped. More current rates are in the mid to upper threes, but we still have CDs at 4.25% and 4.1%. So we're doing quite well. We're ahead of the market, and most of our funds are earning. A lot of it goes into our reserve accounts, so it helps cushion our reserves with interest, and I think that's a good thing. Please, if you have questions when you look at the weekly report, please send me a note. I do get notes. I did have meetings with other members of the board, with the people at the arbors, because they had some questions. We are always available to ask questions. I know some of the financial things may be more complicated. You might not want to ask it at the podium here during a board meeting, but you can always leave a note in my cubby 368, and I will take the time to hopefully help you with some questions to the best of my ability. And I always make that obviously to the board. In December, we're going to have 2 new board members. We don't know who they are, but we're going to have 2 new board members one way or the other. I'll make it a point to make sure financially they're brought up to date, and we explain the First Service financial reports, which are available in detail on a monthly basis, and are available to the individual homeowners by going online, looking at the financial statements. Again, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to leave a note in my cubby. I'll be glad to take the time, whether it's during the week or on weekends. I try to make myself available. I'll be glad to help. Thank you. Any questions on the board?
Yes, I have, Tom. You spoke about automatic transfer of funds. Could you just explain that? How that works?
Well, the checking account that we have with Valley National is set up with a sweep process. So whenever the balance in the bank exceeds $100,000, it automatically is transferred, and that can happen daily to an interest-bearing account at Webster Bank. Okay. That is currently ordering. Now, if our balance goes below $100,000, they pull money away from there. Now, obviously, because we've gotten 2 or 3 or more $100,000 on the annual payments coming through, our bank balance is going to be in the $500,000 and $600,000 range. Everything over 100 is earning interest at some level.
Okay.
Except for some miscellaneous RV deposit accounts and so forth, which are minimal. But that happens automatically. It did not happen previously when we first started with First Service. Obviously, it did not exist with Leland because they weren't that sophisticated to handle the banking that way. So that's one good thing with First Service. I know there's been some criticism, but the good thing is they have made that available, and it makes things easier. We as a board no longer have to worry about transferring excess money to Morgan Stanley because it's being covered over the 100,000 with pretty good market rates of interest. And we monitor that as a board weekly.
Okay, thank you. John?
Health and safety.
Please.
Health and safety meets later this month. They've been working very hard on the upcoming health fair. I forgot my minutes today. It's February, right, Gary? Yes. And this year it will be open to the public. So the question for the board is, they are advertising in the Marion Oaks Mirror. Would it be okay for them to also maybe put something on the billboard sign on 484 at the appropriate time for a week ahead of time, or similar to, I guess, what we did with the craft fair? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because it's in the beginning of February, so. I guess the question for the board, anybody have a problem with the Health and Safety Committee getting with Lisa and getting a, similar to the craft fair announcement?
I wouldn't have thought so.
Okay.
No.
There you have it, Gary.
Nope.
Okay.
One of the things, John, I mentioned to the board for consideration, should we consider a mini billboard on the monument sign on 484 rather? Obviously, it'd be similar to the one that's as you pull in by the tennis courts. It's not a terribly expensive thing. I don't know if Marion County allows it. I would think they do if they allow those big billboards, which are becoming more and more frequent, and they're electronic billboards. That seems to be the way the billboard industry is going. The 3 or 4 of them has popped up quickly, not only on 484, but also 200. But that might be something for future consideration to alert people at least coming towards the west by the light between Wawa and Burger King. That's something, might want to consider.
Okay. Thank you. Diane, Russ is not here. He didn't leave me any notes. So is there anything you'd like to add? Okay, so I'll pass on Russ then. So Dan, any info?
The only question I have is the golf for the November fees. They're at $47 plus tax. With the conditions of the course, I would recommend we go to $50 plus tax because of the play that we're getting, the condition of the course. That's just my recommendation. That's the only thing I have right now.
I wasn't here on Tuesday. How did the Veterans Tournament go?
Pardon me?
On the Veterans Tournament, how did that go on?
Oh, the Veterans Tournament was very successful. I want to thank everybody for our donations. We raised, I'm taking a guess, well over $55,000. It was better than everybody expected.
Great.
Thank you very much for everybody that supported the Veterans Tournament. Just about everybody in Summer Glen stepped up forward, and our corporate sponsors were unbelievable this year. Pilot gave us $16,000. Pilot alone. So that was a big, big job, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Thanks, Randy. Thank you. Thank you.
Good job. Good job. Evelyn,
Okay, Summer Dreams Liaison Report. The December issue of the Summer Dreams proudly marks 140th issue. So for 140 months, we have sent out a Summer Dreams. And they've done an excellent job as a team over the years. They're calling all couples for the February issue. There's still time to share your love story. The February issue will celebrate the couples of Summer Glen in honor of Valentine's Day. We invite residents to submit a current photo of you and your loved one, along with your names and the number of years together. If you don't have a recent photo, we'd be happy to take one for you. Please note, the photos must be submitted in portrait orientation. Please send all entries and photos to sgsummerdreams@gmail.com. And if you have any questions, please contact Jody Hooley. Can't even pronounce today. Sorry, guys. Design Review Board. There have 277 applications have been reviewed, including CRFs through this time period. The landscape contractor Cliff Notes is being created, advising of rules requirements for any landscaping contractor. The DRB will give each individual contractor a copy and cover letter, but it is still the responsibility of the residents to make sure they are being followed. But your contractors, if we know about them, they will have a copy of what they're allowed to do and not allowed to do. So they can't play stupid at any point for that, but it is still your responsibility to make sure they do it. If one of you want a copy of it, let Judy know, and I'm sure she'd be happy to give it to you before you let them start work, if you're concerned. The application fee of $100 will be required if a project is started before DRB approval is given. Any tree addition, replacement, or removal without DR approval is also subject to a fee, but at $150. So please don't have anything done without contacting Judy or getting that DRB document in. And you do have to get the DRB document in, even if you do contact Judy. But if you're in a rush, please make sure you also let her know about it and why you're in a rush. It can't be just because I didn't bother doing it. It has to have a legitimate reason. Thank you.
thank you, Evelyn. Stephen, is there anything you'd like to add?
Just real quick, just to kind of piggyback on what you said earlier, Raymond, about the positive things that have gone on for 2025, if that's okay to mention.
Yep, what all means.
You know, the golf course is looking great. I've played it a few times in my time available. You know, Brad coming on as the golf manager, I think I did get a chance to interview him and talk with him. I think he's going to be great. I think we need to appreciate him and really support him and let him do his job. And then, of course, Tavern at the Glen. We've eaten there several times, and with coupons and without. And I think John's doing a great job. The food is good, and he's even increasing the menu a little bit now and then. And then, you know, hey, we're going to get our patio. I think that's pretty awesome. So I say all that to say this. There's a lot of positive things that's went on this year, even though there was a lot of negativity. And we just need to continue to look at the positive things that are happening and not reflect on the things that are negative that is in the past, or maybe even some ongoing things. And just, again, we need to work together as a community, helping one another, because whether you're on the board or not, we're all residents. And our concern is this community, our community. And what's best for our community is what we need to consider and you know, focus on. So I just, again, I want to applaud the fact that throughout all the havoc and chaos, I think 2025 has some very, very positive things that have happened. And let's just hope and pray for a positive 2026, and let's do it together.
Okay, thank you. Just just following on with the golf thing, I think I sent you, John, and Russ a list of about 15 items. It was part of my management meeting notes, which I think Kevin's got it as well, which we really need to go through, and that's something to be addressed with Brad when he comes in. I mean, he's probably going to get, gosh, but there's about 50. My list was about 15 items long. As what needs to, we need to get over hurdles. Okay, well, thank you for that. So we'll start with the approval of the minutes of the last two meetings, please. So we had two meetings, one on October 9th, which is a full board meeting, and the budget ratification meeting of October 30th. So first of all, can I have a motion to approve the board meetings for October 9th, please?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes for October the 9th.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any discussion? No. All in favour?
Aye.
Okay. Motion passes. Minutes are approved. Can I have a motion then for the budget ratification on October 30th, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the budget ratification meeting October 30th, 2025.
I'll second it.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay. All in favour, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Motion passes. Minutes are approved. Just on that point, Marie and Kevin, can you make sure they get the minutes into the onto the web? Because I think I did see an email yesterday about someone saying about them not being there or something. I don't know what it was, but anyway, that's it. We have some old business now, and that, oops, my thing's fallen on the floor, so hang on a second.
Don't break that.
Yeah, well, yes, it's very, very precious, I'll be charged. Okay, we're good. Right, okay, I'd like to move forward then, discuss some old business. The item concerns the ratification by unanimous consent for the purchase of red clay dirt for the softball warning track. This topic has been discussed at two management meetings held on October 22nd and 29th, and the directors are aware of its necessity to replenish some dirt in this area as the softball season was starting. This is not a Cyprus Golf maintenance item cost. I've noticed that the consent form not been signed by everyone that needs to be signed. So
We sent them out electronically as well, so we have more signatures.
oh, you do? Okay,
Yeah, but I do have conflict with the this one for the softball dirt perhaps not being a unanimous consent, but a maintenance, should have been just a maintenance expense.
Tom, would you like to comment on that at all?
Yeah, the only thing I think we have to be careful of is we end up with approving things, a lot, expenditures to the board after the fact. We really got to get in the habit of approving the things before the work is done. I know there's always emergencies, there's a temperature and there's weather and there's this and that, but we have to be more diligent. Before we spend the money, we should get the appropriate sign-offs. I want to make it clear that the softball warning track is not the outfield, it's the sidelines, foul ball lines. At first, I thought it was the outfield. It is not, from what I've been told, it is not the outfield. It is along each side of the baseline, third base and first base. Okay, that area. It is not related to the warning track and the outfield. But again, we need to be going forward with anything we spend that needs board approval. We've got to try and do it before we spend. I know there's all kinds of reasons, and I hear all kinds of excuses, but the proper thing to do is to get the approvals, and then order the work to be done.
Well,
It tends not to happen that way, but we got to be better. That's my comment. I think we got to be better on it. It is a maintenance expense. It is not a reserve item, even though the softball field is now set up as a reserve item, I believe. It is maintenance. And I think we have to be careful. There is a lot of work that relates to reserve items, but there is a difference between maintenance and replacement or major upgrades of the work. And we need to be careful and understand that there are things that are maintenance. For example, if there's a pothole, we got to fill the pothole on the road. It doesn't go against the road reserve. I mean, things like that. Just so we're proactive in that area, you know.
I would just like to say something. We're looking at 2 unanimous items, and this first one is for the softball. In the past, I've been on the board 6 years. This is the first year anything under $3,000 has ever come to the entire board. If it's under $3,000 and it's to take care of an existing area, it falls under maintenance. And bottom line is, it's always been the board didn't get to vote on anything other than the president or a treasurer or the vice president. So the fact that, in my opinion, if I'm seeing something as a board member this year that I didn't see for the previous 5 years, I appreciate the fact that I get to see it. Because in the past, it was always just handled by the president or the treasurer and the secretary. So to me, I've seen more items this year that I get a vote on or get to speak about than I ever have before. So to
Maybe
me,
that's
if it's
a good thing.
maintenance- Pardon?
Maybe that's a good thing.
Well,
The board needs to be
I know
involved.
I
and so-
agree it's a good thing. I'm just saying, to say that the work was done before approval was given by the board, if the president, the treasurer, or the vice president approved it in the office, and it's less than $3,000, they didn't do it before it was being approved.
Yeah, we had spoken about this, and due to the urgency, it was accepted that it had to be done. Yes, I have the approval to do it, but in the interest of disclosing what gets spent, I mean,
Right.
I could spend this money and you not know that it was spent. So unless I sent you an email and said, oh, by the way, I did this. I mean, sometimes that doesn't happen. So I just wanted to make everyone aware that this was
Right.
happening. So that's the purpose of kind of showing you this information. I mean, I know last month I got criticised for saying, well, we bought some remote, some walkie-talkies, which were about $900. I don't know what they were, $300. But I mean, yes, I can do that. But it's nice for everyone on the board to be aware of what we spend.
Right.
So,
I'm saying I agree with that, and I think it's a good practice. It's just one that's never been followed till this year.
Okay, well, thank you.
And I appreciate it. Thank you, Raymond.
Okay. So anyway, can we take a vote to ratify the expenditure of not to exceed amount of $3,000?
Make a motion.
Aye.
Aye.
So who? Oh. Okay. Can we take a vote? All in favour, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion, ratification passes, so I think we just need to get, if those signatures aren't in wet form, we need to make them in wet form. Okay, good. Okay. Next item, I think the landscaping ladies will be very pleased with this, was the ratification for the purchase and installation of 2 windmill palms. I think they were originally part of CRF 2025-17, I think. The urgency of this purchase was to plant before the end of the growing season, correct? Correct. Right, okay. I think the plant cost has come in a lot cheaper than what I think the original quotation was from F&G. So can I have a motion to ratify the expenditure of a not-to-exceed figure of $2,000 then?
I'll make the motion that we ratify
I'll
the
second.
expenditure on the windmill palms.
Windmill palms. Okay, okay. All in favour, say aye. Or any discussion? No, okay.
I just want to say, I watched them. I happened to be getting my mail when they were taking them off the truck. They were pretty good-looking palms. They were pretty substantial, and they were much, much cheaper than we anticipated. So I think that's a good thing going forward. I think even though our agreement is not yet in place with United Land Services, I think we're headed in the right direction. They have a lot of expertise in buying and installing shrubs and what are the right shrubs. So I'm pleased that I think we're going in the right direction with them. And they were good-looking palms.
I agree.
Thank you to the committee over there. Okay. Next item.
We need to vote.
Oh, sorry, did we not vote? Oh, I apologise. Slap my wrist. Can we take a vote? All in favour, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. So the plants have been planted, so it's too late now to dig them up, and you won't get a refund on plants. Okay. Next item is the appointment of Teresa Phillips to the Social Committee. This is kind of discussed at the workshop, or was put on the workshop last month. She is a new resident. I think she was apparently, according to the information I had, she was very keen to help. Is Teresa in here today? I don't. No. Okay. So, because we have to follow this procedure, I think it's a bit silly, but can we have a motion to accept the appointment of Teresa, please?
I'll move we accept Teresa for the social committee.
Okay. I don't think we should have a discussion. Okay. Can we take a vote? All in favour, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. So welcome, Teresa, to the Social Committee. Well, I'm sure you will be well welcomed. Next item concerns the resignation of Jodie Hooley from her role in the Election Committee. Jodie still serves on many committees, and we thank her for her past involvement in this particular one. I know she was part of the team when I was elected to the board about 3 years ago. So can I have a motion to accept the resignation of Judy from the Election Committee, please?
I regretfully make a motion that we accept Judy's resignation from the election committee.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion?
I'd like to just make a statement that she's done unbelievable work for Summer Glen over the years. She will be sorely missed. Thank you, Jody.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you.
All in favor?
We have to vote.
Marie, I've got a headache at the moment, so just...
Moving right along.
Okay. Can we take a vote then, please? All in favour, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone against? Okay. Jodie's commitment to this team will be missed, I'm surely, but she's still very much a driving force on many other committees. I'd like to thank her for her past and continued service. She's always been a great person to me. Next item concerns the resignation of Kathy Becker from the Social Committee, albeit Kathy, I'm told, will still volunteer her services for support, etc. So can I have a motion to accept the resignation of Kathy?
I make the motion that we accept the resignation of Kathy Becker.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay. All in favour, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. So we would like to thank Kathy for her services, and pleased that occasionally she will be able to help out with the social committee events. We'll now move forward to new business items. And I've got this given to me this morning, but I think I've already got it. It concerns the board acceptance of the proposed social committee Christmas dinner. Ticket price is $10 and is anticipated there will be 170 ticket sales. This event is, I'm told, very well supported, and I personally thank all the volunteers who make this a wonderful occasion. From paperwork received, tavern at the Glenwood with the vendors of the meal. I do apologise. I'm normally at Christmas time. I'm out of the community. But I do get feedback, and it has been quite a good occasion in the past. May it continue to do so. So can I have a motion to accept the Social Committee Christmas dinner?
I'll make a motion that we accept the Christmas dinner by the Social Committee as documented.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion?
Yeah, I just want to make a comment. Jody, all the events where the social committee sells tickets, the ticket should say includes sales tax, because we do pay sales tax on it. The other comment I have, and it's not a big deal, but the calculation of, in actually both cases, your calculation of sales tax was not correct. One was high and one was low. If you need some assistance in that, Dick Dean can help you, or if you comment to me, I'm pretty good at math. It's not a big deal. It just would be nice if the amount that's calculated is the correct amount. Again, not a big deal. It's not going to change. We just want to make sure we are as accurate as we can be, within reason. Thank you.
Any further? No? Okay, so can we take a vote then? All in favour, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes then. The Christmas dinner is approved. Now, we can't be Scrooges, can we? We had to pass that one. Okay. Next one is for the proposed Social Committee New Year's Eve party, also in conjunction with Tavern at the Glen. Reading the information, there will be 3 dinner times, followed by celebrations in the Grand Hall here, to a live band called Change. More details will be made public shortly in our newsletters. The ticket price will be $40, and it is anticipated there will be 160 ticket sales. In advance, I would like to personally thank all the volunteers who make this a wonderful occasion in Summer Glen. So can I have a motion to accept the New Year's Eve party sponsored by the Social Committee?
1 second. I'll make the motion because I did look through the package and there's something missing that we need, and that's the insurance piece. So I'll make a motion that we approve the New Year's Eve as documented, but we do need before we can actually officially say yes, it has to include we have to have something concerning the insurance for the performer. There's nothing in here that releases us if something happens to him or his equipment while he's here.
Well, I think as far as First Service is concerned, that's standard procedure. In order for them to receive any funds, they have to satisfy the requirements of First Service, which includes either insurance or a waiver and their ID numbers.
Well, does anybody mind, Jody has her hand raised, if I ask her if she has any status on that?
I don't have a problem. Go ahead.
Jody, do you have any status on that? We can't hear.
He was here in January.
What?
He performed here in January and provided insurance. So First Service will have a copy of it. We just need to make sure that it's currently up to date.
All right, so you do have a copy of the insurance?
Yeah.
Because it's missing from the packet.
I'll second the
Great.
motion to approve it, since we didn't second it.
Okay, thank you, John. Yeah, I think that just needs to be verified. I think it's just paperwork. So I don't think that's going to be a showstopper for the New Year's party. And again, I don't want to be a Scrooge. So, any further discussion? No.
Yeah, just the same comments I made before, Jody. No problem.
Okay. All right. Can we please take a vote then? All in favour, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. So motion passes. So Summer Glen looks forward to the New Year's Eve party. Thank you. Next item. The DRB have recommended the generous donation from Gary Scosberg Jr. of circa $8,000, I think it is, Gary, isn't it? $8,000? Yeah. To upgrade the Veterans Memorial Park at no expense to the community. This is a reference as SRF 2025-0021. Gary is an ex-Marine and served in Vietnam and suffers from the effects of Agent Orange. So, you know, this is a great donation you're making. The work will be undertaken by Lorelei Curves Lawn Service. The park has in recent years been a little neglected, so this will rejuvenate an area to commemorate service from the veterans. I would personally like to give my sincere thanks to Gary in making this donation. It's not something we really need to vote upon, but I will go through the procedure anyway. Gary, I'll make an exception if you'd like to come to the board and just podium and just say something.
Thank you. Gary Skogsberg, Lot 702. We, the veteran group, and the community are asking for the board's blessing to do this project. And we're asking the support of everybody. There was a calling for the Summer Glen vets and myself, and I stood up. Nobody asked in particular, but to complete this project. And the Veterans and Patriot Club, I wish I had a nickel for every time somebody said, how do you get people from the Grand Hall out there to the memorial? Because you got the grass and uneven ground. So you have canes, walkers, wheelchairs. So Carlos from the Lorelei, you know, has helped come up with the ideas. And not only that, but he knocked $1,400 off of the cost. Wow. He also donated to the Veterans Day too. So he's very community-minded. So what it is it's pavers that will go from the cement behind the Grand Hall, and it'll go over towards the memorial. It'll be 4 foot wide. There'll be brown bricks, okay? And then in the center, and I got on the diagram there, in the center of the area will be 6 foot wide, okay? And now walkway will go with the pavers all the way over to the other side where the other 2 benches. We're talking about adding 3 more benches. They're identical to the community. And now they're saying it's roughly, we don't have the exact figure, but roughly about $1,000 a piece, roughly. They've gone up quite a bit. So I talked with Mary Lou, who dedicated for Mary Lou and Frank Stulinski with the 1 bench that's sitting out there now in the middle, okay? So that'll have to be moved over a little bit if you're looking at it from the flags out, a little bit to the left. And then there'll be an additional bench next to that. And then on the other side of that 6 foot walkway in the center, there'll be 2 benches over there. So there'll be a total of 4 benches, okay? So in front of the benches, the pavers will be 4 foot wide. And again, you know, canes, walkers, wheelchairs, you can get access to that. Now, in between each bench is going to be a bush that is tolerant for cold, doesn't need a lot of water, but there'll be a bush, a dwarf bush, in between the benches. So it'll be green during the summer, then in the fall it gets yellowish, and then during the winter it's red. And they're going to be dwarf, so they're not going to be huge or anything like that. So Carlos is planning for this project to start the beginning of December, and again, depending on weather and all that. So then he suggested, I talked to him personally, and what I'm going to do, and I hadn't told anybody yet, but he suggested that we do the edging first, that cement edging like they did on the first part of the memorial. So he said that would match. If he could do that, again, there'd be no cost. If he donates it, it's fine, I'll let you know, but there will still be no cost to the board or the community. So he was saying about doing the border, the same thing we have on the first part, and then do that, so it'll match. So it'll look good. And Carlos doesn't do work half you know what. So, I just want to thank everybody for all their support for the Veterans Club. I've been in it I've been in the community 16 years, and 15 years I got on the Veterans Club right away and jumped in. And I'm proud of it, and I'm proud of everybody that does work, so.
Gary, I have to ask, I'm assuming that Carlos is putting the paver set in sand and gravel.
He does it appropriately and to
Yeah, so we have no issues at all with
No, sir.
getting permits for water and things like that?
No, s-
Okay.
No, sir.
And he does good work.
Yes, sir. I stand by him, and I'll guarantee he does a good job.
And Gary, just real quick, first of all, thank you for your service. Appreciate you and all the veterans, all the veterans.
All the veterans.
I just have a quick question. I think this is fantastic. You said that this particular project is, it's all donation. Wow, that's huge. My only question is, for donations, if I want to donate either towards this project or other projects, how do I do that? Because I don't know, honestly. And secondly, on this particular project here, how can we, if needed, how can we donate our service to help see this through?
Okay, your first question, if I remember correctly, is that anybody can donate to the Summer Glen Veterans and Patriot Club.
Okay.
You don't have to be a veteran to belong to the club. You can be a patriot, and we have those people. Thank you very much for everybody's service. So nobody, I appreciate it, but nobody needs to donate towards this project. It's already, so to speak, paid for, okay? But I would love to have you donate to the Veterans and Patriot Club. Anybody can. So just make out the check to that, and then the secretary or somebody, Bob Sedale, you'll be on until December. And then anybody can get the checks, and we'll give them to our treasurer to deposit. The second question again?
Just as far as people donating their service or their time
Okay.
to see this project through if needed, or other projects going forward, I'm assuming that would be through the Patriots and Veterans also, or?
Yes, we have the pancake breakfast that we ask for volunteers to help, and I think we're doing that a couple times a year, right, Dan?
One time. We had the
One.
breakfast, then we had the Memorial Day.
Yeah, and then Memorial Day, we have the cookout, and anybody can volunteer. But again, if you want to join the club, the dues are a whopping $12. So I don't know if anybody can afford it, but, $12 is not much. And so anybody can join. We have shirts like this, similar, that say Marine or, whatever, just plain, flags or whatever. So,
Wonderful. Thank you, Gary.
Yes, yes.
Appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing this completed.
the other thing I forgot was Thanksgiving. We give out like 50 turkeys and dry food.
Yeah.
And then Christmas, we're gonna give out 50 hams and dry food. So we need volunteers with their cars to pick up the food at Walmart to bring to Vets Helping Vets. So we need additional help to do those things. Or donate food.
Can we put that, make a note, make that in our newsletter, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gary.
All right, thank you
Thank you
very
very
much.
much, Gary.
Thank you, Gary. I'll reach out to
Thanks for
you.
your support.
Thank you. I think we had it, we had a motion, we just need to vote on it, I believe. Was that, did we?
I make a motion that we approve this project.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to comment, these things are good things. As a matter of fact, several years ago, we established a memorial bench program, and a lot of the benches that are along the entrance coming in on the side by the sidewalk, all have plaques on them. I have one of them with my father-in-law's name on it as a World War II veteran, but I think we need to keep promoting that because that's a way to make this community look nicer. It's not a lot of money on an individual. Benches installed are maybe $700 or $800, and you get a plaque with the.
They went to 1,000.
They're about 1,000 now.
supposedly.
Yeah, so 700 or 800, you know. But it's a good thing, and I think we need to promote more of that. It's a way to make this community together and nicer looking.
I agree, Tom. I mean, and not only just nicer looking, but honoring our vets at the same time.
Oh, absolutely.
So 100%.
Need to vote.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. So all in favour, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, I think, Gary, really appreciate your donation. That's wonderful. It's wonderful. I think in the write-up, I read that there was hardly any maintenance required other than some fertilisation from United Land Services when they take over. And I think you mentioned Sherry Embry might be doing the odd little pruning or something. They're minor things. You know, I'm sure if Sherry wasn't around, someone else would do the same thing. So I just want to mention that. Again, thank you. That's a very generous donation to the community. Next item, concerns the SAC for the Pro Shop, RSO and Golf Maintenance Unit. I'm a little bit confused because when I looked at my packet, we only had the United quote in it, yet last month we were talking about Nash as well.
Nash did not come back with all the details that you guys requested. So their bid is exactly the same it was before.
Okay, so we're really, the only thing is I think that the Nash should have been in the packet really as well.
We can wait till next month. I can put it in there. There's no hurry.
But if the board wants a vote against or on United,
Well,
I know
think,
United are a preferred supplier.
I think going forward, United over the last couple of years has been our preferred vendor. I wouldn't say that every one of their quotes is absolutely the bottom rock cheapest, but the quality of their work, their licensing, their bills that they submit when they repair stuff is so detailed electronically. They're a great vendor and our preferred vendor. But again, they may not always be the cheapest, but they've done a lot of work in the clubhouse. We had problems years ago with the drainage fans and so forth. They're very knowledgeable and they have been involved. So, I'm not uncomfortable allowing them to go forward. That's just my personal opinion.
I would make a motion that we accept the three estimates from United to get this project moving forward.
I'd second that.
Okay, then I'm happy. So any further discussion? No, let's take a vote then. So
Should we, to identify
well,
the
there's a
prices?
yeah.
I can identify
We have three prices.
Yes.
First price is $9,822.90. The second price, same, and the third price, whoops, other page, is $7,770.05. I'm always amazed why we get these 90 cents to 5 cents. I like the rounding up. Okay, so if we add all that up, which I haven't done, well, we need a not to exceed price of
10, 7, not to exceed, it looks like 20,000. It's a little under 20, I guess.
I'm doing it on my.
Not to exceed.
It's a little under 20, right, Tom? Just go with the quotes.
Okay, well, no, I think we need a not to exceed.
Okay. I think it's
Around about 27, just under $27,000.
27.
Yeah. So let's make a motion for a not to exceed cost of $27,000.
Okay, I make a motion that we pass the three air conditioners in the package not to exceed 27,000 with United.
Okay. Any discussion? Any further discussion? Okay. All I would say is that, for future reference, just if the other one has quoted to put it in, make sure it's put in the packet, that's all. Because, just for comparative reasons.
I got it, but it was made very clear that the favored vendor.
Oh, I know, I understand. I understand. But, we do need, normally we try and have two in there. I know there's another case here where we only have one situation. Okay, all in favour say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. So can you please put that on order? Thank you. Next item up is the concrete path repair, which was discussed at our last workshop. I know in the packet now we have some pictures of where all the, that was one of our concerns. We didn't know where all there's 41 feet of path, and I can't remember what the length was. So this has all been identified in the packet. The estimate has been changed with the strength factor of 4,000 PSI, which wasn't included in the last quotation. So can I have a motion to accept a not to exceed figure of, say, $7,000?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just
Yeah.
one, well, go ahead, Tom.
It's a little bit confusing because the PSI seems to jump around, but I'm not an engineer, so I'm not experienced in what's required. Is it 3,000? Is it 4,000?
It's all 4,000.
What the difference means, I'm not,
I think
This bid is all 4,000.
the bid is at 4,000. I think if you look at previous paths we've done, it's been 4,000.
The irony, I did a quick Google search, which means absolutely nothing, but the standard for a driveway for a car is 3,000, but 4,000 is better. So for $400, I don't think you can mix and match in the truck because part of it's the cart path and part of it's only a sidewalk.
It's a compressive strength of the material.
Right, it's added. It's added concrete into the mix to make it stronger. My only question, Raymond, or First Service or whomever, part of this says Cypress Golf Course. Part of that was broken out behind the number 9 fairway or green. I believe by Cypress's equipment that led to the break. Are they providing payment for part of this?
I told them that I would let them know the cost because I felt that they had broken it. There was discussion about whether it was broken or not broken by them. So that, I'm taking care of the concrete. You'll need to decide if you want to charge them back for concrete.
Okay, so it looks like that $1,750, if I look at this estimate, would be the damaged section that I believe was caused by their equipment. So I would amend the motion that we charge them back the $1,750 for this part of this repair.
Well, if we want our vendors to be accountable, we have to start making them accountable.
Well, I would need a second to my amendment.
I'd second it.
Thank you. I mean, that's just I'm positive that their equipment moving this rock from the parking lot, that's when that appeared. And I almost think that they admitted that they broke that when we had a short meeting with Cypress at one of our get-togethers.
Yeah, I think the important thing is to get the motion passed to approve the concrete repair and then chase chase.
Well, that's why I
Cypress.
amended the motion.
Yeah, I think there was the issue we were kind of discussing was maybe there was a pre-existing condition with the roots under the concrete, and maybe it couldn't have been helped.
Well.
But, you know, I don't think we never took that any further than discussing.
That's what I last remember.
I
too.
never heard anything about the roots. All I know is.
I did.
Yeah,
I brought it
I
up
remember
ahead of
Dan
time.
talking about the roots.
There was, that part was lifted from the roots. Then when they ran over it, it cracked the rest of it.
They
But it
did
was
run
definitely-
over it, though.
Well, yeah, they did.
They could have gone around it.
Okay.
They could have used the high, they could
Well,
have
they,
used the road.
if they're going to pay for it, they're going to pay for it.
Right.
You know,
Well,
no other discussion.
Okay,
But I'm just telling you the facts.
okay, I'll put my 4 pennies in. I think we still need to make the motion to pass
we did make a
the
motion.
7,000, but I
We
don't.
made the motion, right?
Yeah, but
Not to exceed what?
$7,000.
7,000.
Now, how we
7,000.
how we get money back if we get money back from
Correct.
Cyprus is another topic.
Well, I amended the motion and Tom seconded the amendment, so we need to vote on both pieces. We need to vote on the amendment and then the original motion. That would be my,
Yeah. Okay.
my, I thought, under Robert's rules of whatever order we follow.
What?
So
I
he
believe that's how
amended-
it works.
He amended the motion, not
Correct.
to exceed $7,000, charging Cypress back for $1,750.
Correct.
John motioned, Tom seconded, and now we're discussing.
So we should vote on the amendment and then the original.
Okay. Well, if you amended the motion, okay. I'm personally, I'm quite happy either way. I mean, it's just going to be a paperwork transaction somewhere between us and Cyprus Golf
Well-
if we get the remuneration back.
Well, the bottom line is, if it's a pre-existing condition that caused it, you cannot make somebody else pay for it.
Can we
And
vote on
don't
it?
nitpick a vendor that's made our
Yeah.
golf course so good.
I agree.
Yeah, let's just vote on it, and whether we get the $1,700 back from them or not is going to be something that First Service is going to have to negotiate with them.
No. I believe we have to vote on an we made a motion, I amended the original 7,000 to get 1,750, Tom seconded. I believe we have to vote on the amendment, and then we can vote on the.
You know, we could charge them back. Whether we collect it or not is a board decision later on, but we should try and do it. It's the right thing to do.
Well, I think if we just approve the original request for the 7,000, we get a second, I think we already did that. We vote on that, and then we just go to Cyprus with a good gesture and say, hey. I mean, I don't see it being necessary for an amendment, because I agree with the fact that this vendor is doing a great job. I don't see any reason to piss him off, just to be honest.
Thank you.
That's the way I feel. And you know what? There's a good chance they may say, absolutely, just take it off of our monthly bill. And then we got it. But right now, we've already wasted 15 minutes.
Because we have a motion and it was seconded.
Okay, so you have a motion to amend.
We need to vote, Steve. We don't just,
Okay,
we can't
I vote no.
ignore, we can't ignore a motion.
Okay, so we can vote. I vote no.
I vote no.
No, Raymond's got to.
Raymond calls the vote.
Okay, before we start, okay. The original motion, okay, was for a not to exceed figure of $7,000, proposed by John, and then seconded
by me.
Dan. Okay,
Right.
so let's take a vote on that one.
Correct.
All in favour?
Aye.
Aye.
Those against? So if that motion passes, then I think that's it.
Then there's no amendment.
There's no amendment, so we're done.
What do you mean there's no amendment?
You have to vote on his second of it.
Well, if you've got a majority on the first one, you don't need to pass on the
Well, and
vote
my
on the
question
second one.
would be, John actually moved the motion to approve the original, but then he came back with an amendment.
I did, I amended the
But yeah,
motion.
he voted yes on
Hang on,
the original.
guys. This is stupid.
You could,
This
It is,
whoa,
you're right.
Thank you.
Stop. This is stupid, okay?
you may make,
It's a $7,000 vote, okay? We're voting on $7,000. At some time or other, Cyprus will be approached to give us $1,700 or something back. We're really voting just basically on getting the work done.
Correct.
Getting the money back from Cyprus is another issue. We're voting on the acceptance of getting the concrete work done. We shouldn't vote on that depending upon Cyprus giving us some money back. That is not the point.
Agreed.
Raymond, let me go back to the concept of recouping the money. Yes, the work needs to be done. We know the work needs to be done. I feel that Cyprus is responsible for $1,750. That's why I made a motion to recoup that piece of the money. Tom seconded that. I believe the board is required to vote on that. We've discussed it. I understand everybody's opinion. I believe we need to vote on it. That's our job.
And I agree. You
Not
have
to
to vote on it.
ignore a
Well,
motion.
fine, let's vote on it.
Okay, all right. The first one
Was approved.
was
Just
approved.
to get it done.
To get it done, yeah?
Yep.
So vote on the second motion. All in favour say aye.
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 Those against?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
Against.
4-2.
4-2.
4-2.
That's fine. That's the way,
That's the way it has to be done.
that's the way it works.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, so the final conclusion to this is, Kevin and Marie, can you arrange the repair? Can you, as an add-on, please contact Cyprus
No,
Golf?
Cyprus is off the hook. The
Not
board
necess-
voted not to hold Cyprus
no,
responsible.
No, not necessarily. We can still ask them nicely.
There is good gesture, and
doesn't
it's
hurt to
all in the
ask.
proposal. Let's ask. They say yes, awesome. They say no, oh well.
They're off the hook. The board
Well,
voted
that's
not to.
fine, but I'll go ask them. Give me the
board
guy's
voted
name, I'll
not-
go ask him.
The board voted not to approach them on the money. It's in
I've
the minute.
already spoken to them. I've already spoken to them. I
Wha-
told them that this was something that we were looking at. They are open to figuring out how much they should pay for whatever is damage that they have caused. So we voted on doing the sidewalk repairs.
Correct.
That's done. The rest of it, we've already approached them and spoken to them. We will follow up on that.
And you prefaced that in the very beginning, so thank you.
Marie, the board just voted to not pursue them.
Well, you wanted us to, so we did.
It was a, oh my goodness. I'm really confused as to how this board is operating today. Must be because
Wouldn't be
I
the
can
first
only
time.
see out of one eye.
What is the 4-2? 4 in favor and 2 against?
Yes.
No, four
Four
against
Against.
going after them, 2, so,
Well, then you're voting not to seek,
correct. That's what I just said, Marie. The
That is
board
correct.
voted not to go after Cyprus for the money.
Okay, all right,
So you're off the hook.
okay. Done.
I think in the end, with Cyprus Golf, there'll be swings and roundabouts on a lot of items, so I wouldn't challenge them at this moment in time.
Well, Raymond, I'll make it easy on F. The next item, F, should just go to workshop.
Yeah, well, I made a note. Basically, we we have talked about this amongst ourselves in various emails, but I think I made a note here, it should be a workshop item. So would we like someone to take a motion to make this a workshop item, or could I just take it out? So I'll take it out. Okay, out it goes.
Out it goes.
11G, oh sorry, it's my 11G, it's something else.
10G.
10G, yeah, well, yeah, it's my 11G. The current board are in the process of evaluating improved internet service, phone service and cameras for the vicinity of the Grand Hall and RSO buildings. This has arisen due to several factors concerning upgrading equipment and communication failures. In our packet are 2 current proposals from Spectrum and Ferguson for comparative purposes as to expected cost to the community. Part of this improvement will be to install fibre cabling, which in time would be installed throughout the community, budget permitting. First Service created a mini task force to investigate proposals, but that team have extended their scope of work. It was the desire of the board to decide upon this during this year's session. Yesterday, I was informed that other consultants or companies are being involved. Therefore, today, this information is being presented for information only. It had been anticipated this project would have been started and voted upon before the end of this year, but that is not going to happen. So my suggestion is that we table this item. So can I have a motion to
I
table
make
this
a
item?
motion that we table this until
you.
further information from the committee.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Yeah, what it does is I have a 2-page list of comments that I'd like to avoid and save it for a workshop.
Okay, great.
So we don't bore everybody in here with all my comments.
Okay,
So
thank
I
you, John.
think
It's been tabled anyway.
it's the right thing to do.
Okay.
We had not received the report back from the
Okay.
independent person or company that came in. They're looking at everything. They will send a report that will be provided to everybody. And then hopefully maybe at the workshop, we'll have enough information and that can come to workshop.
Okay, let's not spend too much time on this. Let's take a vote then.
I would like to say something because
Oh,
I won't
sorry.
be here when it comes back up. I'll make it short. But bottom line is, I won't be here when it comes back. And I will tell you right now, based on my experience with the work Spectrum has done, we had a new service line put in that was dedicated strictly for our board meetings. And it worked great. And our board meetings were out there. Everybody could see them. Without our knowledge on the board, I don't know who may have known, but the board didn't know it. Ferguson moved that link over to their router. And all of a sudden now we've spent a few months with our YouTube not working. And I've seen other work with Ferguson. They have gotten over close to $200,000 out of Summer Glen over the last year to 2 years. And bottom line is, I do not, and if I were staying on the board, I would not vote to give them a networking thing. And I will tell you, and that's based on me having been a network programmer that installed networks from a software perspective for IBM. Yes, my knowledge of the technology is not up to date because it's been years, but the concept of how it works, routers existed when I installed them. So bottom line is, I would go with Spectrum if we were at a point where we voted at this time.
Well, we're not.
Yeah, it's been.
Well, I'm just saying,
And
I'm just saying, giving my opinion because I won't be here
I
when you
understand,
discuss it the
Glenn.
next
This
time.
should not be going forward
Okay.
about Spectrum or Ferguson.
Yeah.
It should be from the committee, from the work group. What does First Service and Summer Glen need? Okay, determine that first.
Yeah.
Then look at the various
Let's-
alternatives
yeah,
for
let-
various
yeah,
people.
The items go basically going to be tabled, so I don't think we need any more discussion. I respect your comments, Evelyn. So
I respect and agree.
yeah,
We need to vote.
okay. So all in favour, say aye for tabling.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So the item's tabled for the time being. I would suspect this would be a workshop, maybe item, not this month. I'm kind of thinking it might be, well, it could be this month, I'm not too sure. But I kind of think it would move into December time. Okay. So our last item for today is the, let me step over, is the,
Turner Pest Control.
yeah, the pest control treatment.
I don't think I had that in my packet.
Oh, did you not?
Very end, very last.
Very last item?
Yes, very last
Yes.
item.
Very last item.
That was
Very
it,
last,
John.
yeah.
I did not get it for whatever reason.
Okay. Well, let me,
Let me look.
okay.
I'm trying to look.
Our last item today then concerns the pest control treatment provided by Turner Pest
Oh, I
Control.
got it. I found it.
First Service became aware that this service with them had gaps in coverage, which had been previously overlooked. In our packet are the updated terms. So I'll have to turn over my pages now, so I'll take write them all down. In our meeting yesterday, I think we discussed this. What had been missed?
Next to the last page, first month's total cost, $620, but then after that, it would be $200 a month.
Right.
They would come out and put the traps and all that kind of stuff they normally do. So the Grand Hall had service, the RSO service had lapsed, and the pro shop and that area, and the exterior of the restaurant and the pro shop area had lapsed. And so that's what we are trying to recover now.
So the loss in, the lapse in service, was that just something that we'd forgotten, overlooked or forgotten, or
Well,
just?
There's, change in management, sometimes things like
that's
that
what I thought
happen.
it was.
So I didn't get an understanding why they said they did not have a renewal for it. I never received anything about it, and I've received things that have to do with other renewals on the property for things they do, but not for this type of service. And in this one, I wanted to make sure that they included the playground, that they included for wasps and spiders and things like that, because we've had an issue, even though we don't use our playground very much with our grandchildren or whatever, we have had things like that out there, so they'll include that, and they'll help us out when we do have invasions of wasps and items like that. There's a list that's included.
So we now have total, with this pricing, we now have total treatment.
With all our buildings. Thank you.
Other things are not included, like if we have to, like raccoons, snakes in my office, things like that are going to be extra charge.
You keep mentioning that snake in your office, don't you?
We're still looking for who planted that, Ken.
But the interesting thing with this one is they do spray it for mosquitoes. So remember, we had a very bad mosquito problem earlier in the year. They do treat for mosquitoes and all kinds of other services that are available to us. This particular service is going to be interior inspection and treatments of office, which is the RSO building, all of it, pro shops, restrooms, storage areas, and of course the Grand Hall, which, this is just an amendment to that.
When you say bathrooms, is that just the ones in the buildings, or is that including the 2 bathrooms on the golf course?
Oh, I did not ask about that, but I bet you we could get them to do that as well, then it wouldn't be much.
Yeah, that should be pretty
I'll
minor.
check on those, and to be honest with you, we're cleaning up the ones on the softball field, so I'll check on those as well. It would be.
Yeah, 3 of them.
Yeah.
Correct. Thank you.
Yeah, Marie, my understanding is that the restaurant kitchen areas particularly is arranged separately by the restaurant.
That is correct.
Yes.
Okay. That's important, because if they have an issue, we don't want to be blamed for it.
No, our only responsibility there is on the exterior.
And this includes the termite updating? There's 2 things, pest control and termite.
On the restaurant?
No. On our buildings in general.
So,
There's two charges we get. One is them for pest.
no, we have termite. We have the termite. The termite never lapsed, so we have that. This is for pest control on a regular quarterly basis.
Okay, but we still haven't infected termite, because that every quarterly or something, they update the termite inspection, so we have no lapse of coverage.
We have no lapse of coverage in that.
Yeah, as discussed yesterday, the termite
All right.
termite wasn't a problem. It was just the regular pest control.
Do we need a motion to vote on
Yes,
that?
I'll say.
I'll make a motion that we accept the Turner Pest Control contract.
I'll second it.
Okay.
I'd just like to bring up one thing. I have 2 relatives that are executives of this, and one of them is actually totally in charge of the smart setup for the entire state of Florida. So I'm going to abstain from voting as a result of that.
Okay, well, thank you for your honesty, even. Okay, so we'll take a vote excluding Evelyn. All in favour, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes then. So if you can contact Turner ASAP to get them on the job, and if you can check out the softball field toilets and the golf course toilets as well, to be included. Thank you. I think,
Do you want to keep the December 24th
What-
workshop? Obviously, that's not going to work.
no, hang on, no, I'm getting to that. We haven't finished yet, Marie.
No, sir, I'm sorry. It's just, we do have a very busy schedule in here today, so.
I know, I'm looking at the clock. Okay, so next item, any further director input at this time?
I'm out of input.
I
So
would just like to
$1,700.
say one thing, and this is my last meeting as well as it being Raymond's. And I would say that 99% of the time, I've enjoyed every bit of being a board member. And I thank all of you that have supported me. And if some of you that have disagreed with me, we're both entitled to our opinion, and I respect your opinion as being yours. So, thank you.
Thank you, Lynn,
Thank
for
you.
your support.
Okay, so the meetings, so I'd like to announce the next dates for the next meetings are as followed. Our board workshop will be on November 24th at 9:30 a.m. here in the Grand Hall. Our next full board meeting is a TBD item. I will not be on the board then when that has to take place, so I cannot stipulate the date. November 24th at 9:30, that's the workshop.
So,
They got down here December, but it's
Monday.
November.
Yeah, there was some, yesterday I got 2 pieces of paper.
No, okay, so on November 24th, did you say 24th?
24th.
Oh, yeah,
There's
we do not have availability for streaming or audio or anything on that date. So that's why I don't have it on here.
Why is that?
We don't have the people here, they're on vacation or they're out.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
We need to train.
We're
You
talking
know,
about-
our
we're talking about
agenda
November-
actually says December 24th.
No, we're talking about.
I don't know why
we're-
that.
We're talking about November 24th workshop.
November 24th, November 24th workshop, the technical folks are not available.
Week.
Yes,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving week, the technical people are not available here to be able to stream or do the things that we need to do for that meeting. So that's, why I don't have it on here at all. And then, of course, December 24th, I mean, that's right before Christmas, so, that's something
Well-
that I guess the next board will decide on.
well, let me question this then. Since the technical people can't accommodate it that week, the election is on the 2nd. Why don't we leave it that the next workshop will be held by the new board after?
That
the
would be my
election?
suggestion. Don't try
Yeah.
to squeeze it in
I
at the
mean,
end of November.
It makes more sense for the people that are going to be voting on the things to be the ones that discuss them.
Correct.
Yep.
No need to have anything more in November.
Right, nothing else in November, so we're done for November. Then the next board, which will, be together December 2nd, once the election is made,
Right.
then they will have to decide on the December 24th.
Well, obviously, it won't be on December 24th.
Obviously not, but, if they want
No,
to have
but-
it earlier that
Because
week.
everybody will be on
13th.
vacation
Well, the
again.
election takes place on the 2nd. At that meeting, once they come up here and accept to be on,
Yep.
they can schedule when they want to have a workshop and the board meetings and so forth going forward.
With the board meetings for
December
December the
meeting.
13th.
December the 13th.
That's already scheduled.
Yeah.
That would be locked down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not that Saturday, not December 13th. That's the Saturday.
Oh, that's not right either.
No, that was wrong.
December
That's what I was saying.
13th is a Saturday?
Yes.
So what is the what is the
Thursday.
Thursday?
December
11th.
11th.
Are you okay with that, Russ?
Russ says that's good.
Russ says that's
Russ
good
says
for
that's
him.
good.
Bottom line is, say December 2nd is an annual meeting, and let the board pick the dates for the workshop and the
next
board
work-
meeting for December.
Okay, so we'll take that workshop out and let them do it.
Okay, great. Okay, well, in that case, I will say one more thing. I was going to leave it, obviously, to the workshop, but as that workshop is now null and void, this is my very last meeting. I'd like to thank everyone on the board, Stephen, Evelyn, Dan, John, and Tom, and Russ, obviously not being there, for putting up with me and working with me. I know we have not always seen eye to eye on some things, and we have seen good times and bad times. So I appreciate the help you've given me. I appreciate the support you've given me, and the confidence in me to be your president. I may not be the best president you've ever had. I may not be the worst one you've ever had, but it's been an honour to serve. It's taken a hell of a lot of my time to do, I can assure you. I was up to about 10 o'clock last night doing this after I finally looked at the package yesterday. So I do appreciate the time. I'm looking forward to becoming a normal resident again. So thank you for those who love me, and I'm sorry for those who don't love me.
Thank you, Raymond.
Yeah,
Thank you, Raymond.
Thank you.
I just want to say I appreciate Raymond, and I'm one of the ones that love you.
Thank you.
You know, this is my first time on a board. You've been an encourager, a support, and a mentor to many degrees. So thank you for that.
Okay, well, thank you. So now I'd just like to motion to adjourn the last meeting that I need to go to. Gee, my wife is going to be, sorry, she's going to be so happy.
Second. Second.
Okay, can we take a vote then, please? All in favour, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, meeting's adjourned at just gone 11:15. Thank you very much for those who are attending. And Gary, thank you very much again for your sincere donation. Oh, you think?
You're not allowed to take
We're allowed souvenirs, I'm not so sure. Okay. That's it. Done.